Welcome back to CFB Enthusiasts, guys. My name is Jimmy. That's Jacob. It's just going to be us two today. No Pat joining us today, but we'll hold it down. No problem. We're about to do our Week 13 preview. I mean, not preview, recap of the games that we saw. And hold on, Jacob. Looks like Notre Dame just scored again. I put a beat down on Syracuse, man. That was crazy. But make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe if you're watching this on YouTube. Make sure to follow us on Instagram and TikTok, CFB_enthusiasts. That's where you'll find a lot of our short form content if you're not able to catch the full episodes like this. Jacob, let's start it off. Oklahoma had I wouldn't say an impressive win, but a good win against Mizzou, 17-6. It was kind of ugly, but that's the game Oklahoma, likes to play. They're able to win these ugly, low-scoring games,
Facts.
defensive battles. They've had multiple turnovers in the past 3 games against Tennessee, against Alabama, against Mizzou, multiple turnovers in each game, and that's just their identity. They're going to carry them throughout the, course of next week against LSU and then heading into the playoffs. But what did you like from what you saw from Oklahoma?
They're just they're consistent. Like week in and week out, you know what you're getting from Oklahoma. Like especially, I would say the last maybe month since Mateer's kind of recovered a little more from the thumb injury. But you know what you're going to get. You're going to get elite defense, and you're going to get an offense that moves the ball. They don't drive it down. They move it. They get points, and they're not going to blow you out. But it's a sound defense. They don't turn the ball over on offense, and they score points. Not a lot of points, but they score enough to win. Because when you give up 10 and you score 20, you're good.
Right. All they need, man, I think the magic number for Oklahoma is what they scored yesterday, 17.
Yeah.
If they can score 17 points, they're going to be in every single game heading into the playoffs. And I think that no matter who they play in the playoffs, they're going to be in any game. Their
I
defense is
agree.
going to keep them in every single game. The problem is, are they going to be able to make enough plays against these elite offensive teams? I think that's just going to be the biggest question mark for them heading to the playoffs. But I really like what I see from them, bro. Second straight week without our Mason Thomas, their best lineman, but they just keep on rolling, man. And
Yeah.
it's crazy how the sentiment around Oklahoma and Brent Venables has changed over the past month and a half, man. They
Yeah.
lose to Oklahoma. I mean, they lose to Texas, and we're all looking like, oh, man, they got Tennessee, they got Ole Miss, they got Alabama, they got Mizzou, they got LSU, who we still thought at the time was very good. And we're like, man, this might be a wasted season, a 4-loss, 5-loss season for Oklahoma if they're not careful. And we look up, they're 9-2. And then their last games against the LSU team that
It's bad.
they're
You
in
can
the
say it.
toilet.
They're
They're
bad.
pretty bad,
They're bad.
and they're on their way to the playoffs, man. And that just shows that the team really got behind Brent Venables, and Brent
Yeah.
Venables is he seems like a very likable coach. He seems like a very a guy you'd run through a brick wall for.
He does.
Um, and I'm impressed from what I've seen from him and the Sooners. So yeah, I think they'll be good. I think he's definitely cooled off his seat for sure.
I agree.
Um, Oregon gets a much needed big win against USC, 42-27. Dante Moore, 22 of 30, 257 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 pick. Jin Mayaba, 25 and 43, 306, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, 2 very costly interceptions. It was a really good game early on. Both teams are kind of going back and forth, and
Yeah.
then Oregon's defense, I think, just took over. Obviously, the Malik Benson punt return was
That
huge
was
and
huge.
kind of breaking the rhythm in that game. Um, Bro, the thing with Oregon of why I like them so much, and I've said this before, And I think Dan Lanning said this in his press conference. They can win in a multitude of ways.
Yep.
You want a shootout? Oh, we can do that. We can
Mm-hmm.
win in a shootout. You want to win in a low scoring game
Oh, we can
like they
do
did against
that.
Iowa? Oh, we can buckle up and we can thud up. You wanna make this a running game? We can run the ball with Jordan Davidson and Deere Hill and Noah Whittington. We want to air this bitch out? Oh, we got they're injured now, but we had DeCorian Moore and Benson and all these guys we could throw the ball to with Dante Moore outside. That is a mark of a team that can win 3, 4 consecutive games against really good teams come playoff time. Because you're going to see different variations of styles of play. Some teams you play in
Yeah.
playoffs, they're going to be more of a running team. Some teams you're going to see in the playoffs, they're more of a defensive team. Some teams you're going to see they're a more aired out offensive team. You don't know who you're going to get, but guess what? Oregon is one team that they can play any style of game you need them to play. And I think that's why by the end of it, I think they're gonna be right there in the final four.
Yeah. I like that. And to that point of, I think having those receivers, their top four receivers be hurt. Like, granted, Oregon keeps winning games, so I can say it. I think it was a. I think it's going to be a blessing in disguise for them because with those now with those four guys hurt, well, now you've gotten your 4, 5, 6, 7, even 8 receivers down the depth chart in the game. You've now gotten 3 tight ends involved. You've now gotten under center. You've ran the ball a lot. You're averaging 220 yards on the ground a game. So now when those guys get back, now Will Stein and Dan Lanning have the entire playbook at their disposal. They've now ran everything. They threw the ball earlier in the season consistently. The last 5 weeks, they've now run the ball consistently. They've stayed in 12. I mean, they've stayed in 12 and 21 and 14 personnel, and they're doing a lot of different things, and they look fit. They just for the game yesterday, they were just physical. They were more physical than USC.
Yeah.
They made King Miller look like a walk on, and he is a walk on. He had been running for like 100 yards a lot, which nothing against him. But I thought this was interesting. I told Pat this last night. So USC scored first and went up 7-0. That was the last time they had the lead. That was the only time they had the lead. After that 7-0 point, they were basically chasing. Because Oregon tied at 7-7, USC punted. Oregon went up 14-7. Then they tied it up 14-14, and then they took the punt back. So USC was always basically playing from behind. But Maiyava looked good though. Like he looked nice. He made some really good throws.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I think next year he's going to be one of those guys we look at like, hey, this is
yeah,
potential one of the top quarterbacks in the country. Now,
yeah.
hopefully, we don't make the same mistake that we made this year. We're talking about some Drew L.R. and K. Club Dick and Lenore
Jared
Sellers.
Nussmeier, Lenore
Yeah,
Sellers.
hopefully it doesn't turn into that. But I think he's really good. I don't know if you saw the press conference from Lincoln Riley's perspective. They asked him a question, bro. They
About the game
said,
day sign?
yeah. They were like, bro, what do you think about the Oregon fans talking about, oh, let's extend Lincoln Riley saying that basically saying that USC is not a threat. Why would you ask that?
That was his response. Like, I go, like, dude, like some reporters ask the stupidest questions, and it's
Like, what do you think he's gonna say in that
like
response?
it's a post game conference. You get a chance to ask him a question. It could be you could ask him a really good question. You choose to ask him that.
He reacted way better than he reacted way better than I thought a lot of coaches
He
probably
did.
would in that situation, but that
He
was
did.
bad. And that's That's why coaches and players just don't fuck with the media like that, man. It's just questions like that to stir up the pot, questions like that to try and get a headline
especially
is
after a
exact.
loss.
Especially after a lot, you can ask them a question about the fucking game, but no, you
Right.
asked about the stupid sign a fan made. Why does he care? You know, and that just goes to that's why a lot of coaches and players just don't fuck with the
Yeah,
media, and it sucks because there's a lot of good media people out there to ask
there
real
are.
genuine questions and really try to get to the bottom of things and do their job to the best of their abilities, and you just get reporters like that. I don't know if he's a student reporter or whatever the case, but that's just not the right way to kind of go about things. That sucks. Um, okay, let's talk about Lane Kiffin. So he is about to receive a boatload of money, a bag from LSU.
From
What did he hear? 90
somebody.
mil?
Yeah, not 90. I mean, if Ole Miss could pay, I just yeah, that's the
Ole
LSU's
Miss would be
offers
straining
90.
to pay that though.
I just the whole reason, like the other day when it might have been one of y'all texted it. I don't remember, but I said I won't believe it until I see it. A, for two things. We kind of went through this in 2021 with Lane, but my initial thought too was if he is staying in Ole Miss, like he generally may have his mind made up that he's staying in Ole Miss. So at this point, if you're him and you're staying in Ole Miss, and now you have a rival in LSU and another SEC team in Florida, why not keep stringing them along, stringing them along, stringing them along, and then be like, oh, I'm staying, and now y'all are behind the coaching search.
Do
So I really don't know. Like he
you think
talked
coaches
about it.
think like that though?
What'd you say?
Do you think coaches actually think like that though? Like,
Yeah,
oh, let me just sabotage this situation. You think so?
especially yes, I would think so. But it's just the one thing interesting to me is on his documentary on ESPN, he talked about it. How he said he never took a job for money, and he never will take a job for money. And especially at this point in his life, it's all like his son goes to high school in Mississippi. He's been there for 6 years. His daughter goes to Ole Miss. His ex-wife lives like right down the street from him, like with their son. It's just like if his family's happy and he's happy at Ole Miss, and he said it's not all about the money, then I don't know. But I don't know. It's a weird situation. Like I could see him going to LSU for sure, but I could also see him staying at Ole Miss. Like I really have no idea.
I don't even think Lane has an idea of what he's doing
Yeah,
or
he's not just
where he's gonna go. I feel like he's actually thinking long and hard about this. Because think about it, you can stay at Ole Miss and they can give you they can match they say they're gonna match any offer,
yeah.
which we'll see. But you can stay at Ole Miss, build your legacy there, and be the greatest coach in Ole Miss history, and be that guy. You know what I mean? And the expectation is not going to be as high. The fan frustration is not going to be as crazy as you would get at LSU or at Florida. Um, you can consistently make the college football playoff at Ole Miss as opposed to before. If you were to stay at a smaller school, the likelihood of making a 14 playoff, the
That's
likelihood of
true.
making a BCS bowl game was highly unlikely. You have two mulligans now. You can lose two games and still get into a 12-team playoff. And Ole Miss, you know, they can recruit just enough through the portal and then through high school and craft a good enough roster to make the 12-team playoff more years than not. Or you could go to an LSU and just the expectation obviously is up here, national championship or bust seemingly every single year at a place like LSU. But you have opportunity to enhance your legacy that much more at a
Yeah.
place like that, right? And you're gonna have even more resources than you have at the SIP as far as recruiting and the NIL budget goes. You're gonna have a lot more to work with at Florida or at LSU and even at Florida. I personally I feel like he would do great at Florida. I feel like personality wise that fit him more than LSU. But it seems like LSU's that front runner if he does leave Ole Miss, which I'm cool with. But I mean, we shall see, man. We shall see.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like, and from an LSU perspective too, like I'm to the point now where like if we don't get Lane Kiffin, like go get an elite coordinator. I don't want. What head coach are we gonna get? Brent Key? I don't want Brent Key. Like I don't know why his name was even on the list. Like the other like I don't remember who the other options were. Like it was Lane, and then the other head coach options in college were like lower tier head coaches. I don't want that.
Let me ask you this: you're the AD. What's your top five? Top five choices for head coach at LSU?
Lane is one. If it's me, I got Lane at one. I have Glenn Schumann at two. Joe Brady and Kelvin Shepard at 3 and 4, and then Coach O at 5.
I heard Coach O might be coming back somewhere.
Yeah, if Lane gets hired, he's open. He would probably join his staff. But
That'd be
he
funny as hell.
he was on Lane's staff at USC, so
Yeah, he was. He was interim.
yeah, he was.
He
And then he
was.
went to be
Yeah.
the head coach at Ole Miss.
Ole Miss. Yep.
They were bad.
But I don't know. We'll see. Um, I want to talk a little bit more about Texas because we put BTA to Arkansas offensively. Now defensively, I knew we were gonna do what we did, which is give up hella yards, and we gave up two. We gave up 200 yards to a backup quarterback that played a quarter and a half. So I'm not happy about that. But um, Arch had his best day of his career at Texas. 18 of 33, 89, and 4 touchdowns. One on the ground as well, and one receiving on the Philly special. I really like what I'm seeing from Arch, man. I really do. I think he's seen the field a lot better. I think the game. I think people have said this so many times now, but I think the game has slowed down for him
Yeah,
a ton. Even from that Florida game, the game has slowed down for him so much, which means that his footwork can be a lot better. And when your footwork's a lot better, guess what? Your accuracy's a lot better. And he's been a lot more accurate. 18 of 30 isn't the greatest as far as completion percentage, but if you watch the game, he was taking shot after shot after shot downfield. And, there were some tough catches that receivers could have came up with, but it would have been, a tough catch, or there were still a few drops in there as well. So the completion percentage was actually a lot better than 18 for 30. But he's a really good deep ball thrower, man. I will
he
say
is.
he can launch that thing, man. And the offensive line's playing a lot better around him too. So that's kind of gone into Arch playing a lot better. But I really like what I see from him.
He does look better. The offense looked good yesterday, like you said. But if on the defensive side, if that's the defense that comes out against A&M next week, yikes.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
I want Texas to win next week. Like I'm gonna be pulling for Texas because I just want chaos. But
Yeah. Well, Arkansas, as bad as they are, they've been competitive in almost every game they've played, except that Notre Dame game where they got waxed.
Notre
But
Dame game, and there
uh,
was one other game because I saw a stat. Let me find it. I saw a stat, and it was like if you take all of Arkansas's games and flip the one-score games results, they would have been 8-2 going into yesterday's game.
Yep. Because I don't know if you remember, I think they turned the ball over late against Ole Miss. That ended up costing them the game. I think they're
Yep.
going in to score.
Ole
I think
Miss, they lost by
game,
6. Memphis, they lost by
the
1, and they had
Memphis
that
game, they
fumble.
fumbled. Yeah.
Tennessee,
Um,
against Tennessee, they lost by 3. Against A&M, they lost
A&M
by
they lost by
3.
3.
Against Auburn, they lost by 9. Mississippi State, they lost by 3. LSU, they lost by 1. And then y'all, they lost by 15. God, they're 0-7 in conference play.
Which I mean, there's no moral victories. There's no like, oh, they're the greatest 2-9 team ever. But I mean, they compete. They compete.
Yeah, they've lost 9 straight.
And
That's tough, dude.
I'm not gonna lie, Jacob. And Bobby Petrino can call some damn plays.
He can.
He can
I,
coach.
I honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if they kept him as the head coach.
Yeah, I heard about John Summerall,
Yeah,
maybe. So we'll
but
see. But
regardless whether he's the head coach or not, I think the new head coach should keep Bobby as the OC though. Like
he
that,
can call some plays.
he can, dude, because they can score some points. They just can't stop a soul. Their defense just gives up so many big plays too.
Yeah, that's crazy. If he does become Arkansas head coach again, it'd be the second time he'd be the head coach of Arkansas, and he was the head coach at Louisville at 2 different stops as well. That's interesting. Okay. I mean, we always see what he did with Lamar. So,
Yeah,
but honestly, after this season, if I had to guess, what year is Taylor Green in?
I think this is it, right?
This is it. Let me see,
Maybe not.
because he was at Boise for a few years. Oh yeah, this might be it. Let me see. 3, 4. It's his 5th year. Yeah, unless he
Oh,
has a.
he got hurt yesterday. I thought he got just benched. No, he got hurt, huh?
Yeah, he got hit. He got hit when he threw that dumbass pick, and he was limping from there. But was it 3, 4, 5? Yeah, this might be it for him. Because I didn't realize he started a really good amount. He started a good amount of games at Boise too.
Yeah.
Damn. So he was with a young Ashton Jensen. Sheesh. Yeah, this might be it for him. Unless they give him one more year, they could give him one more year. If he does, though, I'm interested to see if he's going to jump in the portal. I'm sure he will if he does get one more year. But
Yeah, that'd be
all
interesting.
right, yeah, because he's electric, man. I
Yeah,
like him.
he's good. He's good.
He's just turnover prone. Alrighty, so let's let's wrap this thing up by doing our Heisman list. So let me ask you this first: is Mendoza number one on your list or number two?
He's not even on my list.
Fernando Mendoza's not on your list. Crazy.
I only have 4. I have 4 guys, but he's not on it.
So who do you possibly have in there?
At 4, I have Jeremiah Love. At
Okay.
3, I have Jacob Rodriguez. And then
J Rod.
At 1 and 2, I kind of was going back and forth, but it's Pavia, Stockton, or Stockton, Pavia. But I mean, Pavia leads the nation in total yards. He leads the nation in total touchdowns. And then Gunnar Stockton, I was looking at his numbers against top 25 teams, and he's played 4 games. He has 280 yards and 3.5 touchdowns in those games. And Gunnar Stockton in the fourth quarter against Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee, he went 23 of 26 for 262 and 6 touchdowns.
Wait, run that stat back for me. What stat was it?
Again, Gunnar Stockton in the fourth quarter against Ole Miss, Alabama, Texas, and Tennessee, he was 23 of 26 for 262 and 6 touchdowns.
God damn.
Yeah.
That boy buckled up fourth quarter.
I just,
And obviously that's 4 games, right?
yeah.
So it's like a pretty much a game's worth of play, 23 of 26.
Yeah. It was 4 games for 4 quarters of 4 games.
So pretty much in one game, 23 of 26. How many yards?
262. That's not terrible.
262 and 6 touchdowns. Against those teams. Okay. I will say Gunnar Stockton does show up like when this team absolutely needs like in that like I always talk about that 4-6 against Tennessee. That might have been the play of the year.
Yeah.
But that fourth quarter against Ole Miss, remember Ole Miss scored on their first like 5 possessions. Ole Miss was
Mm-hmm.
going up and down the field on them. Bless you. And
Thank you.
for Gunner, bless you. And for Gunner and them to just be like, all right, we gotta match this shit. Bar for
Yeah.
bar, word for word, bar for bar. And they did it. And I'm like, okay.
It's
Georgia
interesting.
usually can't, if it gets a shootout, they normally can't do that, but they did.
Yeah. It's interesting that you brought up Mendoza because I was thinking about it last night when I was making it. I was like, it's crazy because the betting odds for the Heisman right now go Sayin, Mendoza, Marcel Reed. I feel like it's become a really bad trend the last 10 to 12 years that if your team is top 5, you go to New York. Like, that's not the Heisman's for the best player in football. Like, it shouldn't matter
Right.
if you're ranked 17, if you're ranked 27, if you're ranked 17, 25, or 2. Like, just because you have, like, Ohio State and Indiana, like, Ohio State's top 2, Indiana's top 2, and they've beat a combined one top 25, they beat a combined 2 top 25 teams. Like, that, at some point, that's got to come into play. Like, Ohio State was able to sit their top 2 receivers yesterday and win by 40. That'd
Yeah.
be nice.
Uh yeah, I love Ohio State's schedule, man.
I'm saying, bro.
Rutgers and fucking Wisconsin and Purdue and shit. I would love
Like,
that shit.
that'd be so nice. Dude, Florida would be like 9-3 with their schedule
Oh,
instead
like
of
no,
3
like
and 9.
seriously, like serious, it would be. um, but bro, I don't. I'm not too high on this Marcel Reed to New York thing.
Yeah, like, to me that makes no sense to me.
It doesn't to me either. He's been he's been he's been good, but I mean, maybe this is just a byproduct of it being a really weak Heisman class, a Heisman year. But we're looking at Marcel Reed's stats: 25 touchdowns, 8 picks. That's a lot of picks for a Heisman
Yeah.
guy. 2,700 yards passing. Let's see what he got on the ground. He has 395 on the ground and 6 touchdowns. So I mean, nothing to knock your socks off or anything. I'm playing well, but I don't know. I'm not seeing it. But Mendoza, stat wise, yeah, I can see it. saying stat wise, yeah, I can see it. Pavia, I think should definitely be in New York, and I will say, I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Pavia, but you can't
Dude, he did.
deny
No, he has
that
to be.
this guy's a fucking baller, and he should be in New York, especially if they beat Tennessee on Saturday.
Oh, they will.
And and fucking Vanderbilt finishes 10-2.
They should be in the playoffs
Book his
too,
trip
but
right now.
they should be in the playoffs too. But that's a whole different discussion.
Yeah, they might be. They might have reached their ceiling. That's the thing about Vander.
I'll be honest with you. They should be in over Notre Dame, but again, that's a whole different discussion. The college
Whoa,
football will
Vandy over
never,
Notre Dame?
they'll never not
They
put
would
them
never
in.
do that.
I mean,
They would never do that.
their schedule is honestly worse than Ohio State because their two best teams
Oh
they
yeah,
played
they're
were
playing.
Miami and A&M, and they lost. Beat Purdue, beat Arkansas, beat Boise, beat NC State, beat USC, beat Boston College, beat Navy, beat Pitt, and the end of the season was Syracuse and Stanford. Like, that's terrible. like,
Oh, they play Stanford next week.
yeah.
This
I
schedule's
honestly hope. I hope Stanford beats them, bro. Like, I
that's a
like.
bad schedule.
Actually, I don't because I forgot that was my preseason national champion pick.
That's a really bad schedule.
Very bad.
Arkansas has 2 wins. Was Purdue in there? Purdue has like 2 wins.
Yeah. Like to my point, like
Boston College has 1 win.
there needs to be a discussion to where if they're not going to play a conference schedule, they either have like to be like top five to get in the playoffs, or no. If they're not going to play a conference schedule, they have to be top five, or they have to be counted as a group of five, which would then be unfair to G5 teams.
Yeah.
Sorry, I took you off your Heisman talk. I apologize.
Oh no, you're good. I forgot we were talking about it. Uh, no, because Notre Dame's they're a really interesting team to talk about when it comes to the CFP because
Yeah,
obviously they do their own thing and they're just a fly in the ointment, really. But no, I think Mendoza is number one. He'll definitely be in New York. He
yeah,
has
which is
he
fair.
has 3 or 4 games where he has more touchdowns than incompletions.
Yeah.
That shit's crazy. Julian Saint's probably gonna be there, although the last couple weeks have not been great for him. And I know his receivers have been banged up. Pavia, I think he should be in New York, and I think he's working his way up, even higher up the rankings. And I think Jeremiah Love should be in New York as well. He is special, man. He's special.
He's so good. He had
Um,
8 carries for 171 yards and 3 touchdowns. Like that was just yesterday.
yeah. Other than that, now we're pulling teeth here because you maybe Gunnar Stockton, maybe Marcel Reed. Uh, you know, this is probably the worst Heisman class we've had in a while.
It's been bad.
But yeah, man. But any other takeaways from this week's games? I know it wasn't the greatest slate of games, but anything else you'd like to take away?
No, just that Michigan's gonna beat Ohio State. Oh, that was the win Michigan, or if not if win because like Michigan will beat Ohio State, but we can cover that on Wednesday. Uh, to me, it's just one of those things. Sometimes a team just has a coach's number. Like Kirby can't beat Bama no matter who is at Bama. Like I think Ryan is at that point. He can't beat like Michigan could be 2-8, and they would beat him. So if they do beat them,
I
if
hope
they
so.
do, if they do beat them, Oregon is in the title game.
Oh yeah, that is true. Yeah.
I looked it up yesterday. Yeah, if Ohio State loses, Oregon's in.
Wow. Yeah, if they be, it's crazy because we said this last year too. Like, oh, I can't see Michigan beating them this year. We said that
No, they're
exact same thing last year. It was, what was it, 13-10, a nasty game.
is that what it was last year?
It was nasty, bro. I think Ryan Day and them did the right thing by resting um, Jeremiah Smith and Carnell Tate because they know this Michigan game. They need all hands on deck. But if they lose to, there's still a world I can see. I can see Michigan beating them
Oh, absolutely. They are going to beat them.
because I mean there are things I look at whenever I watch Ohio State, and it kind of sucks because they're such a great team, but you have to literally look out for weaknesses. You have to like kind of seek them out. Like, okay, where is this team vulnerable? Where is this team like? Oh, you can gain an edge on them. Offensive line isn't the greatest.
Nope. Nope.
The offensive line isn't that great, but Julian Sayin does a great job of getting the ball out of his hands, kind of make up for it. Their run game, shaky. Like I noticed though, against these poor teams in the Big Ten, they'll try to establish the run and all that, but when they're playing the better teams in the conference, they can't run the ball. Um, I think Michigan's just gonna have to do what they've been doing, beat them up front,
They're going to have to.
beat them up front
I
both
would
lines of
love.
scrimmage.
I would love for Ohio State to lose.
But I love that too. Oh
It's gonna.
man, bro, they were when they lost to Michigan last year, they were ready to fire Ryan Day. Like it was
They were,
written.
which
It
is
was written.
crazy. Which is
They're like,
crazy.
if you don't win this national championship, you're getting fired. So I don't know. Is there such thing as like over preparing? Is there such thing as like putting too much pressure on yourself to like
Pressure,
if you're
yeah.
Ryan Day, is there like a psychological battle you have to fight there? Like obviously he knows he's lost it in the last 4 or 5 years, and like they're ready to fire you because you lost this game. Does he put? Do you think he'll put like pressure on himself or like
I don't think so.
do anything more than what he's been doing on a week to week basis?
Nah, I don't. I really don't think so. I doubt. I just he's that kind of coach that he's just gonna take it 1 week at a time. Like he'll be fine. Now he's gonna lose though. But where's it at?
Oh man, I hope so,
Where's it at? Where's it
man.
at? Is it in? I hate how that game's at 11 o'clock every year too. Oh, it's in Michigan. Okay.
He's in the big house. Yep.
Good. Well, there's a lot of games we can pick from on Wednesday.
Oh, there's a lot of games because you have the Friday games and
Saturday.
Saturday games. Let me see. Is the Egg Bowl still on Thanksgiving or is it on Black
No,
Friday
it's
as
Black
well?
Friday.
Okay.
The only game on Thanksgiving is Navy Memphis.
Is it really? Oh, okay.
But there's hella college basketball games that day too. Obviously, there's NFL, but like Duke plays Arkansas
Yeah,
on
there's
Thursday
gonna
in basketball. TCU
be a
plays
lot of
Florida.
college basketball this week.
TCU plays Florida. Michigan State plays North Carolina. And then obviously you have the 3 NFL games. God, I'm gonna be eating all day watching football. What a wonderful day!
Watching these games. Yeah. But that's gonna wrap it up, y'all, for week 13 recap. Make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe down below if you're watching this on YouTube. As Notre Dame scores another 2 touchdowns against Syracuse. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, CFB_enthusiast. That's where you find a lot of our short form content down below. But other than that, we'll be back with y'all for the Thanksgiving special Week 14 edition of the pod. Hopefully, we get the big three back together. But I'm Jimmy. That's Jacob, and we are out.